Well, if you cut your grass with toenail clippers like that, obviously if you finish it, you're going to be proud of yourself, right? Like
Okay.
you're going to want to pat yourself on the back. It might take you a little longer than getting a lawnmower or something, but I
But
guess
the experience itself.
yeah, it's all in how you look at it, I guess.
Well,
Your
and
perspective.
so what if you looked back on your hard work, your hustle, and realized that it was all just toenail clipping a lawn? Is that a concern you ever have, or it's not about the destination, it's about the journey? Like, how do you...
Oh yeah, for sure. It's totally about the journey. At least for me. I don't know. My life is pretty exciting. I'm like one night I might be doing rapping on stage. Next night I might be doing comedy, or I might be doing something with my sports business.
Sure. And so the result isn't as important as just doing the work.
Yeah. There's no reason. Like I'm not doing this stuff to get rich or to win awards or whatever. Like I'm just doing it because it's fun and I enjoy life and it brings happiness to me.
And hustling, the hard work is where you get the happiness. The hard work brings the joy?
Yeah, it's
It sounds very, I don't know if you're familiar with like Puritan Christian roots of this country, but it sounds very, very tuned into that. Like I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but like
No,
hard
not
work being its own reward. It's a very American, like that's as far as I know, it's like a big reason like they left England to start their own thing. I don't know if you realize that you're so tied in to the American, like a fish in water almost.
right.
I don't, how does that strike you?
Well, it's like, I don't know. I guess maybe some people might want to, just have things handed to them. But, what, like, I don't know. That's not me. I don't want.
You want to work for it.
I want to work for it. I want to earn it. I want to earn it.
All right. Well, welcome to the show where we explore the who, what, when, how, and why of the extraordinary people of this north of normal metro. Ooh, boy. I'm Conrad Fargo, and this is the Fargo Five. And yes, I will even forget my own intro tagline. That's what I call live brain, because this is live radio. People may not realize. You said a good way to get fired, but the thing is my brain only comes up with pleasant, argumentative things when I'm on live radio. So that's good for us both, right?
Yeah.
Today we've got Colton Albohm, the founder of Colt Dog Entertainment. And as you kind of mentioned there, it's split into like 3 different categories. You've got rapping, you've got stand-up comedy, and you've got sports entertainment. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit more about the business as we get in there. But why don't we start by getting to know Colton, the man. Do you prefer Colt or Colton?
Colt.
Yeah,
Colt is easy.
Yeah, Colt 45.
Yep.
Is that you get that a lot?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Actually, that my stage name was either going to be Colt Dog or Colt 45. I just decided to go with Colt 45. It's probably a Colt Dog. It's a little more positive.
Yeah. Well, and so many people have given up drinking anyway. So like maybe a broader appeal.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
So let's get to know you a little bit. The music choice that we're going to listen to at the end here that you chose was, let's see, Green Lights by NF. I only listen to like 70s music, so I don't know anything new. Tell me about it.
Yeah, NF is, he's a very emotional and intense rapper. And he is, a lot of people might not know this, he's actually a Christian rapper. I mean, he doesn't, necessarily talk about Christian stuff, but he has Christian beliefs, and he doesn't cuss, and he's very inspiring, very motivating.
So you are really tied into that whole Christian thing. No wonder where the work ethic comes from.
Sure, yeah.
It's a Puritan thing. I don't know. It was like the whole thing. Like that was the Puritans, and that was the religious minority that founded this country, and they were all about. And it's been the biggest debate, like, ever since, is work its own reward. I would tend to maybe fall on the other side of that, actually. So we might get into that later, or maybe not. But why Green Lights? Why that song?
Well, it's got a good metaphor, and the metaphor is like, there's nobody stopping you. You're the only one getting in your way. There's nobody stopping you. You can do whatever you want. So everything you want to do, it's all green lights. Go for it. Take a chance, roll the dice.
And that speaks to you because you're going out and doing so many things.
Yep, I don't wait for anybody to tell me I can do something. If I feel strongly enough about something and I want to do it, I'm going to do it.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to try my best to do it and put in hard work behind it.
So now we'll move to the Fargo favorites. I want to know a little bit more about your lifestyle in this town. So I want you to imagine that tonight we're going to go out, we're going to eat something. Not we, you. You're going to go eat. You don't want to cook. This isn't a special meal. It's not a holiday meal. It's just, you know what? I'm going to go eat. I'm going to grab a supper somewhere. What are you grabbing tonight?
I guess probably maybe some frying pan.
Frying pan. Yeah. And would that be the one? How many are there in town? Is the one in Moorhead or Dilworth there?
Yep, there's one in Moorhead and one in Fargo.
And which one are you going to go to though?
I go to both.
Yeah.
I have most of my jobs are driving jobs. So
Okay.
I'm always just. One minute I might be in Dilworth, might be in West Fargo. So it's kind of wherever I end up.
Absolutely. And so, what is it about the frying pan that you like so much?
I like their breakfast.
Yeah.
They have a good eggs and bacon.
But are you like a breakfast for dinner kind of guy?
Yeah, I'll eat any time.
And just eggs and bacon.
Well, it's I get eggs over easy, white toast, cheesy hash browns, and crispy bacon. And since I brought up this bacon, I have a little analogy I had to come up with to when people come up to me and ask me what I do. Like that could be a half an hour conversation.
Yeah, and we'll get into it.
So I came up with it's called He Pigs. And the He stands for high energy. Pigs stands for positive, inspiring, goofy sports guy.
Those are some letters. And where did that come from?
Good question. I just, like I said, I've always been kind of motivating and inspiring. I try and inspire others too. You know?
And so the next question here, obviously you're out, you're meeting people, you're a hustler, right? And so you got to meet people for a beverage here or there. If you're going to go out just to sit down and talk with somebody, where's your favorite meeting place in town?
Maybe the Empire.
The Empire? Okay, yeah. We're filling in the picture here a little bit.
We're a little older crowd. I also used to work there during COVID. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those were crazy times, COVID times.
Yeah, and that was probably not the best place to be working. Is in a liquor store during COVID. That was it was an experience.
Wait, so is it a liquor store or is it a bar? The liquor store is next door, right?
Yeah.
That's because that's down on the Strip, down in downtown. So you like downtown.
Yeah,
it's not for everyone. I think people have mixed feelings about downtown.
Yeah, could be.
How do you? What are your thoughts on downtown? I mean, you obviously like the Empire. Do you like to run up and down to the whole thing? Go to OB and Dempsey's and back,
I personally don't drink.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
so you're gonna meet someone at the Empire, and then what are you gonna have? I said beverage. We could have done a coffee shop.
Yeah, I mean, coffee, pop, water.
Do they have coffee at the Empire? I don't. I feel like you know a great deal more about the Empire than I do. So all I've done is walked in there when I do the Strip. Usually walk in, have a drink, and then get out because I just kind of try to hit every place on the Strip. But what would you get then at the Empire?
Probably just a pop.
Yeah. Are you big? What kind of soda do you like to drink?
Diet Coke.
Yeah, Diet Coke.
Yeah.
But no rum because we're not drinking anymore.
No.
Okay. So now I want you to imagine a night where you are cooking at home. We're gonna make a delicious meal at home, but we're not. So we're gonna make that delicious meal at home. The food had to come from somewhere. Where did it come from? Where do you get your grocery stores?
I shop around. Let's say if I'm gonna get some caramel rolls, I am definitely going to Hornbacher's.
Yeah.
For that, and I might grab some meat there too. Or family fare too.
Whatever grocery store is nearby when you're hungry.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not too picky.
Okay. And then on your days off, it sounds like you really are hustling. You got multiple driving jobs. It sounds like in addition to Colt Dog. What was it? Colt Dog Entertainment. What is it that you do on your days off? How is it that you fill your own cup? So not when you're making something or building something or entertaining others, but when you're just entertaining yourself, when you're trying to
just unwind.
Yeah, unwind. And for some people it's play, for some people it's rest. But what does unwinding look like for you?
Probably just sitting back watching TV.
Yeah, what do you like to watch?
I like to watch sports, obviously, but I watch a lot of stuff. I watch Law and Order, just everything, a lot of stuff. Unsolved mysteries.
Yeah, so like you're on cable television. Do you still have cable?
No.
In the year 2026? So you're like a streaming service. Or where do you get the Unsolved Mysteries from? I don't know that I've seen that.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, that's on a few. I don't have Netflix, but I like the free ones. There's Roku, Pluto TV, Tubi, and I guess I have Hulu and Disney Plus.
Yeah, very cool.
Plenty to watch there.
All right, and then the last question is, what's your favorite business in town? And there's so many small businesses. If you wanted to shout any one of them out, otherwise that'd be the natural segue to talk about your own business if it's your own.
Yeah, I'll go All Seasons Lawn Care.
Oh,
my brother works for them, and the owner Jeremy is actually my landlord too. So.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I figured I better shout out All Seasons.
You rent from him, and where's that rental at? Is it an apartment or a house?
It's a house.
Okay, great. And so it must be somewhere near downtown.
Yeah, North Fargo.
Okay, yeah, North Fargo, great place to be. A lot of rentals up there. I sell quite a few of them. I am, as I am contractually obligated to mention, a licensed realtor at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties. Now that I've said that, I don't have to say it again. But yeah, a lot of rentals up north. Nice part of town. So I think I'm kind of starting to paint a picture of your daily life here. Now, why don't you go ahead and tell me about Colt Dog Entertainment? Yeah,
so I've had a similar idea in the back of my mind for a few years, just basically trying to figure out how I could help like college athletes around here. And basically because, especially with the college football team here, we got so many players getting drafted and going to the professional league,
I didn't know that.
And
we have, like, they get picked up, huh? Like out of the Bison, because Bison do very successful?
Yep. They're just, so let's just say the Bison, there's 3 players on the Saints, and then there's 3 Bison players on the Bucks.
I did not know that.
And, yeah, one of them, running back, he went to West Fargo Cheyenne, I believe. He just got picked up a few days ago.
Oh,
and
wow.
then if we go over across the river over to Moorhead, the Falcons just had Jack Strand. He was a quarterback there, and he was actually, I think he's their number 1 quarterback for the Falcons right now.
Wow. Yeah, I don't, it's crazy how many different types of people there are in this time. I am not a sports guy. I'm not, and then rap and country music are probably the 2 categories where I don't listen on a regular basis, and we probably get into a music conversation later.
You're not a big rap fan, huh?
Well, there's some rap I can enjoy, as there's some country I can enjoy, but it tends to, I say I have a very wide taste in music, but needs to be very specific. And so like rap, I've described it as like an uncanny valley. So I like hip hop. I like the beats. I like beats. And I like beats with spoken word over them. Like if it's from a speech, or it's just, regular talk, or even like from movie lines get put over hip hop mixes a lot. Like I enjoy listening to those. But the rhythmic nature of rapping, specifically, it's not speech, but it's not singing. It's like right in between, and it's just enough that whatever it is that I'm trying to do with music, that's not what I want to do. So I'm not a big rap guy for that, but it's a very specific, because music does a very specific thing for me personally. Music is a very personal thing, right? So it's everybody's just a little different on what they're using it for and what it's good for them. It's definitely very personal. And that's definitely the case when it comes to music. What I'd like to do is maybe paint the picture of your day-to-day. So you said you've got a lot of jobs, and then you're doing all these 3 things that are part of your business. Why don't you tell me what your typical day looks like? Like you wake up in your house in North Fargo, and where do you go to work at? Like, what does going to work look like for you?
Yeah, so currently I do DoorDash and deliver for Amazon.
Yeah.
And so like with DoorDash, I mean I can go and work right now if I want. You know, or at 9 p.m. tonight, or 9, and whenever, 24/7.
That's a good fit for you. You can just turn it on. It's like a tap.
Yep.
And just say, I would like some money now.
And then, so yeah, I work, do that during the busy hours, lunch and supper, and then maybe in between, I'm doing emails, trying to contact people or set something up or follow up with people. And I do events too. I put on shows, comedy shows and music shows. So
well, we've got a good 35 minutes left, and what I really want to do, I want to build almost like an image in the mind for the listener of what your like what your life. If I was going to step into your shoes, like I've never done DoorDash. What is that? What's it like? Like all of it's on the app, or where do you get the assignments from?
Yeah.
Are you sitting in so like you get up, do you get the assignment and then you get in your car, or do you just sit in your car and then drive to where you think an assignment might be? Like what? I don't even know what it's like doing DoorDash.
Yeah, and that's very valid, and I'm sure you could ask 3 different people and they might have 3 different answers for that. But yeah, so I wake up and I'll turn the app on and wait for to get a call, and then I'll go to a restaurant, and seems like I wait there for about half an hour for the food.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sometimes
so it's a lot of waiting.
Yeah. So you've got to have patience.
Well, okay. So because it doesn't sound like so that's not what I would have expected. So you're starting at home, and you turn the app on, and you're just like waiting for it to say you've got a job.
Yep.
And then it sends you out. You drive there and you're waiting. Are you on the clock? How do they reimburse you? Is it by the job, or is it?
Yeah.
So it's not by the minute. You don't accept it and then you start getting paid.
Yeah, it's just per delivery.
So if the restaurant is taking extra time to make the food, then you're making less money per hour.
Yeah.
What are you doing while you're waiting?
And like I said, the patient, it's really tough sometimes, to be a hustler like me, and I'm constantly, on the go, and just
you want to work.
I don't like standing still. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's people are hungry. Let's feed them. They want to eat. I want to get paid. So it you got to have patience.
Yeah.
And then sitting in traffic too is another.
Well, and I'm a real words guy. If you're going to tell from our opening, like I don't. Patience is one thing. I feel like I'm a real patient guy. I can wait for years if I have to for the right thing. But what I can't stand is wasting time.
Yeah.
Right. And so, like, there's nothing that you can do to make the restaurant, because you're not a part of it. So I delivered pizza for 12 years. And you can get back there and make the darn pizza yourself. If the cooks are being too slow, you can help move along. It's like, that's my order. Your 4 orders before even getting in the oven. But there's nothing you can do as a DoorDasher, right? So you're at the mercy of those guys. You're just sitting there and waiting. Like, how does that not make you crazy?
Yeah, I know. Well, it's I
as a hustler, like
it's nice too, because I can I have with this business venture, I can do emails and research, and I can do stuff like that. So I try and utilize my time when I'm sitting there.
Well, and so what kind of emails? Like because it sounds like it's all kind of integrated in that you're leveraging this downtime with DoorDash to make your entertainment business, right? So why don't you paint a picture a little bit more of what it is, the entertainment that you're providing? Like, what does that mean? What does that mean, or what is it?
Well, so for example, currently I am talking with a couple venues. I trying to do a 9/11 show next month. It's the 25th anniversary, so I want to do something. We can support the first responders and the veterans and our heroes, So that's currently what I'm doing.
It's a big undertaking
today.
Okay, and so what is that? What does it mean, like, to set something like that up? Like, you're just walking up to where and saying what? Like, what does it look like to get something like that off the ground? Where are you at with that? What does it look like to live the life of Colton, who is waiting on his DoorDash order to show up? Like, how is it that you're moving that ball forward? You're just Googling venues, or you're just like calling the fire department, or what is it that you're actually like? What is the actual things you're doing?
Yeah. Okay. Well, so and along with the 9/11 show, I wanted to do a fundraiser, raise some money either for the Veterans Honor Flight or Wounded Warriors or something like that. So, venues like the AMVETS or the VFW or the Legion, stuff like that. So hopefully, next month I'll have a show, but it's.
And what are you doing to take that off the ground though? Like I really want to imagine, are you just Googling VFW and then calling and being like, can I talk to your manager? Or what is it that you're doing to move that ball forward?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
What is
exactly.
the work of that?
Exactly. I'll either call, talk to someone, tell them my idea and who to talk to, the owner or whatever, or I'll just show up there and talk to somebody in person.
Are you putting on these kinds of events a lot, or is this kind of the direction you're looking to go?
Yeah, I've done a couple in the past. Like for the last few years, I've done a comedy show for breast cancer awareness. We raised money for that. My mom is a breast cancer survivor, so we got we get a bunch of funny lady comedians, to get up there and tell some jokes. So I've done that the last 2 years. I'm sad to say it's probably not going to happen this year, just because there's so many things going on.
So, I mean, it's not like you've never done these kinds of events before. So, yeah, so tell me more about the one you did for your mother, who's a survivor. So she's in remission. She's doing great.
Yep.
I'm glad to hear that. Cancer is like just an absolute thief.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry to hear that, and I'm glad she's doing well. Tell me more about then. Let's go over the history of what it was like to set up that fundraiser. So who did you reach out to, and what was that whole process like?
Yeah. So 2 years ago was the first show, and we actually did it out in Icewind, in Mapleton.
Yeah.
And they had a nice venue, and we pretty much sold it out.
And so how did you get hooked up with Icewind, though? Do you know the owner there? I guess he's pretty well connected.
No, I just, just a cold email, just reached out, and they got back to me and, liked the idea.
Wow. Where did you get the email address from? Like, so you're just like Googling these locations.
Yeah, just on social media or
you're finding them on
Google.
social media. You're sneaking. I mean, I don't think you understand how atypical people aren't doing that. I don't think people aren't getting the contact info and then sliding into people's email boxes. That's not a thing. That's your thing? Where do you even get the sense to do something like that?
That's news to me. Like I guess I figured
people don't do anything.
I figured people were doing that.
Most people wake up, they go to their job where somebody tells them what to do all day. They go home, they watch TV, they go to bed, and they repeat. Like most people's lives don't have all of these moving parts. And when they do, they're very personal. They're not so outwardly focused. It may be a surprise for you to realize that, like, looking up the contact information for a business is something most people wouldn't have an idea of how it is that you're doing that. So, like, how do you know how to find it? Like, you just never give up and just Google stuff?
I guess, so for this one, I'd had a fellow comedian who had been to shows out there. He'd seen comedy out there. So, I guess, yeah. So that's how I found out about it.
He planted the idea that they do shows.
Yeah.
And so you go out there. Where did you get the email address, though? I wouldn't even know where to go. From their website or their Facebook?
Either Facebook or Instagram, and they usually, have their email or phone number on there.
Me.
Yeah.
And then you email them, and it works.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people find that emails nobody responds.
It worked that time, and it doesn't work very often.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get cold emails replied back to.
And so you know that now. What do you think was the first cold email you sent? I mean, again, I think most people think to themselves, I'm going to email Icewind. They send the email, they don't respond. They go, okay, well, I guess nothing is possible, and they give up. Why didn't you give up? Like, what is it? Do you have, like, an experience? What was the first event that you ever threw?
I did, I think this was in 2018. I brought a musician from Montana out here and brought him to the aquarium.
You brought him, huh?
Yeah. And
what does that mean? I wouldn't know what that means. Like, if you were to say to me, Conrad, bring a musician, I would say, what?
Well, there's a funny story behind that. So, a buddy of mine, Nick, I went to high school with. I guess this artist, he wanted to come to Fargo. He'd never been here. He'd been to Bismarck, but not Fargo. And so Nick, a guy I went to high school with, he just, I think, tagged my name, and I saw it, and I said, okay. And that's about all I needed to. And I just, started talking to him and, figured out what his fee was to bring him here, and got him his money, and he came, and just
you have no hesitation to just cold reach out to people.
Yeah, why not?
That doesn't stop you. So what is the, okay, I want to get back. So we're 32 minutes in. Time does fly, but I really want to get my head wrapped around the scope of your day-to-day. So you're setting up events. You're obviously doing a lot of events. You're talking about all these things you do. You're DoorDashing. You're Amazon? What is that? So, like, I got a guy who comes, Amazon driver, comes to we call him Jeff. We don't really know his name. We just call him Jeff. We go, hey, Jeff's here. It's the same gentleman every day comes. Usually he, like, backs up and parks in our driveway and just sits there for 15 minutes. Amazon delivery drivers, they're everywhere. They're ubiquitous. They're interesting. But I don't think anybody understands or knows where they're coming from. What's it like?
Well,
Where do you get the assignment?
I don't drive the actual Amazon trucks.
Okay.
I just do flight. So it's almost
tell
like,
me more. Like,
it's like DoorDash. So I deliver my own personal vehicle.
Wow.
And I mean, I
didn't realize that was a thing.
I can choose, when I want to work. Pretty much like DoorDash. It's very flexible.
And is that also paying you by the thing, or is it by the hour?
It's by the hour, and they're usually like 3 to 4 hour shifts. So they're pretty short.
So you're like, oh wow, so that's almost more like pizza delivery in that you're just showing up in your own vehicle.
Yeah, and
clocking in.
I did pizza delivery for about 12 years too.
Yeah, for whom did you deliver?
Pizza Patrol.
Oh yeah.
And then I think
Wayne Peterson.
Oh yeah. Wayne's a good guy.
Wayne, I was the best man at his wedding. Wayne's a very good friend of mine. I love Wayne. He and I delivered at Pizza Hut together for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Did you and I just become best friends?
I think so.
I think so.
If we can get you onto the hip hop.
I love hip hop. I love the beats. It's it's an uncanny valley kind of a thing because and the music is very personal. It's very personal. So, tell me more about the rap that you do. Where did the rapping even begin?
Actually, it started when I was delivering pizza for Pizza Patrol. And it took me a super long time. My first rap song, I was 32 years old, and I listened to rap for 23 years before I even, made my first song or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I would be delivering, riding around Fargo, and just listening to music, and then I would hear a line, and then I would use their first line, and then the second line I would make up my own, and I would write it down, and then later I would get rid of their first line and make up my own, and it was
do your
real
own
slow
tracks on top of their beats.
Yeah, it was a real slow process.
Yeah. But why? Like what?
I just probably,
what is it about it that why rap? Why not country, or why not?
Because I can't
prog rock?
Because I can't play any instruments and I can't sing.
Okay. Yeah.
My dad was a drummer, so
okay.
I guess I mean,
so there's something about the beating, the rhythmic nature of it.
Yeah, must be.
And then now you get up on stage and do that?
Yeah.
Where did you start doing that?
My first show was in 2015. It was in Moorhead, and it got shut down by the cops, and it was known as the Riot Show.
Oh my goodness!
And
when was this?
2015.
And is this yet another event that you put together?
No, I that was my first time on stage ever, actually.
Ever for anything ever.
Yeah. And I just want to clarify that it's funny that they call it the Near Riot Show, because I swear it was the most chilled place ever. Like nobody stepped on anybody's shoes, nobody spilt any beer. Like there was no problems at all. I don't even know why I got shut down.
Are there shows like this still going on? I don't know anything about this scene. Tell me.
This was at the old Days Inn in Moorhead, which is no longer there. But
okay.
But
where did you hear about this?
The two guys who put it on, they put Spring Jam on. They did it for like 20 years in a row.
Whoa.
Every spring they would put a rap show on, and so I knew them. And
I had no idea this was a thing. So there's like a whole underground rap community in Moorhead.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really part of that, but
you tried to be.
Yeah.
On the first show ever.
Yeah.
And so when you're, who runs the beats for you? Like, who do you have when you do a show like that? Like, you just submit your beat track, or how does that? What's that experience like?
Well, I got a producer. I bought a couple beats from a producer in Slovenia, so I guess I'm worldwide.
Okay. So you got these Slovenian beats, and you give them to the DJ at the show, and then you get up. Palms are all sweaty.
Yep.
Mom spaghetti.
Yep, pretty much.
I mean, I listened to rap. I mean, in high school, I listened to Marshall Mathers LP over and over again, like most teenagers. I mean, not that there's something juvenile about rap. As I've gotten older, I just realized that there's just certain, it's very personal, right? And there's just certain things that I'm looking for. But so you get up in front of the stage, in front of the crowd. And what was it like? Like, what's it like performing like that? Have you ever performed in front of a crowd before?
No, and that night at the Near Riot Show, it was by far the best experience of my life, the best day of my life.
Yeah.
And then an hour later it gets shut down. But it was amazing. I don't even know what to explain.
Well, there's just something about live performance is a kind of a high that you get, right? Because you're very nervous beforehand, right? Or were you nervous at all? Or how did you feel?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had my verses like written down. I would just write like maybe the first line of every verse. Because once I can remember the first line, then I can do the whole thing. But.
And did that help you? So what I find when I do live, like I can't hardly read. You know what I mean? So like if I get lost, it doesn't even help almost, because it gets to be... Like it's tough, and I am like rapping in front of a crowd must be really like you must have practiced for weeks ahead of that, or what?
Well, yeah, and I like overdid it, I'm always doing too much, but I think I did like 5 or 6 songs, and it was like 20 minutes, almost 20,
back to back,
25
like
minutes. I think I had 2 songs with like 4 verses.
Wow.
Nobody writes 4 verses on a song.
Wow.
Like who? What?
And it went really well.
Yeah, and even till today, I was downtown at the bar rapping yesterday, and it's kind of funny because the older generation kind of seems to appreciate it, and it's like I would never have guessed that, like,
even when you say older, you mean like Gen X or Boomers?
40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, maybe even older. It's
40-year-olds are millennials now, my friend. Would you consider yourself a millennial, or are you more Gen X?
I would never consider myself a millennial.
Well, we're similar. I'm 40. You're what? 40,
44.
44.
And
so, I mean, you're right at the end of X. I mean, you're barely X then.
Yeah.
I mean, you're close.
And speaking of, I'm 44. The compact disc just turned 44 yesterday, actually.
Hey.
And so the CD and Colt Dog CD, we have the same initials, and we're the same age.
Wow. I'm proud that my daughters know what a disc is.
Right.
They don't really know how they work, but to them, all the music just comes off of YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So you've got this track record of performing, going on shows. That was your first taste, and so then you were just being a rapper. Where did the other entertainment, where did stand-up come in on that?
Well, yeah, that first show, I mean, my it was kind of like Eminem, like they were laughing, like it. And actually, that Days In, it was actually the old Courtney's Comedy Club. is where it was at. So
I know. Yeah.
So
by the interstate there.
So my first time on stage was doing hip hop at a comedy scene, and then people were laughing, and I transitioned into comedy. So it was almost like it was meant to be.
Why were they laughing? Were your lyrics funny, or they were?
Were
they laughing with you or laughing at you?
Yeah, I think they were laughing with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good feeling. And so, do you incorporate rap into your stand-up as well, or how's that? It just kind of naturally progressed.
Yeah, it just naturally
And you were slinging pie back then, or what were you doing? At the time?
Either that or I might have transitioned into driving cab. I did that for a while too. They've all been driving jobs.
But you
That's
I can understand. I miss my pizza delivery days. They're very, the freedom. And even today, I haven't had a job in 15 years. I like to say, because I do real estate and I do all those other things. The reason I do those rather than having a job, I couldn't imagine sitting in one place for 8 hours.
Yeah, I could not have an office job.
Yep. No, I imagine you and I are similar. There's just something about that freedom of just sitting and not having to be in any one place. But even when you do a show, because you're only on stage for how long? Like, how long are you when you normally do a show? You're not doing a full special every time, right?
No.
How long's a set?
15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, and you're in, you're out, and so when you do stand-up comedy, are you getting paid for that? Probably not right at first. Mostly it's just open mic night stuff, or what does it mean to do stand-up comedy?
Yeah, I've been paid for stand-up comedy.
How do you get paid? So you didn't get paid to do your rap at the Days Inn.
No, actually I had to pay.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
And so at some point, and so the Days Inn rapping leads you to comedy. And so there you're probably paying as well to do the open mic, or it's just free, do open mic?
Yeah, it's just free.
Yeah, and so you're doing open mics. What is it like? How does that lead to you actually getting paid? Like, where's the transition?
Yeah, the first time I did an open mic at the Cellar, and I had a really good set, and there was a promoter there, a buddy of mine, a fellow comedian who saw me, and
he knew you before, or
yeah,
okay,
yeah, and so I had a really good set.
How did you know him?
Just from open mics. He does comedy too.
So you had gotten to know him as you were doing open mics.
Yeah. I think we both kind of started around the same time.
Yeah. So you're going out there, doing the free stuff. Do you have it in your mind as you're doing that? Like, I'm going to be a professional. I'm going to go to Hollywood, and I'm going to be famous, whatever. Like, what's in your mind? Or this is just, I'm going to do the hard work?
No, yeah, it goes back to the journey.
Yeah.
It's in my first show there that we were just talking about.
You and I couldn't be more. So it's an interesting interview because we couldn't be more different in that sense. So I'm not about. I like what I have, and I want to have the things, the product of my labor, and I'm very much like, what is it that I have in my hand because of the stuff that I've done?
Yeah, well, and that stuff will come. It's
you're not obsessed with it.
They say like if you just focus on what you're doing, you keep putting in the hard work, you'll get to where you want to be, and then all that other stuff, it's a byproduct. It'll come, But if you just have your mind on that, like, oh, I'm just trying to do this for money, or for the notoriety, it might be a little tougher road for you.
Well, it's a tougher road, but I don't want the easy road. I want to be a hustler. I want to do this, right? So I'm not looking for the easy road. You want the hard road, but you're not obsessed with the result. To me, I don't mind the hard road because I'm obsessed with obtaining the results. But you seem to be looking for the hard road just to do it. Just to challenge yourself.
Yeah.
Just to see how hard can I what can I make happen? Not what can I have, but what can I make happen? And so you're going out there. I mean, I'm trying to understand and wrap my head around the motivations of a person who says, I'm going to rap because I've been rapping in my car delivering pizzas, and I want to share that with the world. And then they're laughing at me, so now I'm going to go do open mics. You're not thinking to yourself, I want to do this professionally, but you start making friends, you get to know people, and then your promoter friend says, I've been watching you, and what? What is like? How does that say? He said, would you like to get paid? Like, how does that conversation? What does that look like? Like, how does he approaches you? Don't approach him. He approaches you.
Yeah. So yeah, he came up after me and he's like, yeah, you had a really good set. A lot of good energy. And he said, I have a show this weekend. I'd love to have you on it. You bring that same high energy. And it's funny because it was actually. My first comedy show was on April Fool's Day, believe it or not.
Okay.
So like,
well, it's a tough act to follow.
Yeah, I just have
everybody's joking that day.
Yeah, exactly. And so just imagine how hard it is to try and tell your friends to come to your first comedy show, and it's on April Fool's Day. Yeah, they ain't gonna believe you.
And so, but you got paid.
I did.
Can you share? Like, what is a first time getting paid, get paid? Like, how does that work?
Yeah.
Do you remember? Like, I'm just trying to understand the scale of it. Like, what? Because anything's better than free.
Yeah.
But I'm curious when they come up to you.
I think it was like $50 for 10 minutes of work.
Yeah. Well,
so
hey, that's pretty good.
You can't beat that.
Well, you can't. Well, they're paying for the mileage. They're paying for the experience, not the time, right? So, I mean, you had to do... And how long were you doing open mics before you had that chance? Years. Or not so long?
2 years, maybe.
Two full years.
2 years.
And how often do you do open mics?
That's a big thing. I haven't been very consistent and disciplined as I have been, but I try and do a couple a week.
Well, no, but at that time. So, I mean, I'm just trying to get, kind of part of the mission of the show is to say, if I want to be you, if I say to myself, I want to be Colt Dog Entertainment, I want to do exactly what he does, you got to get out there, you got to put in the legwork, you got to put in your time, you got to get in front of people. How long were you doing open mics before you got discovered? Or you got offered to do it for pay?
Yeah, probably, 2 or 3 years, and
then how often are you going, though? How often are you going?
Probably about two times a week, just because.
Twice a week.
Just because there's not very many open mics for comedy around here.
No, that's a lot. That feels like a lot to me.
Well, maybe for here, but I mean, Minneapolis, those guys are probably doing five a week.
I don't know anything about that world or about that thing, but you're taking a lot of your own free time because you don't go just to do your set, to go do the open mic. You got to go and hang out, right? Like, what is it like to do an open mic? Like, we walk in. What time are you walking in at? It's got to be late.
Yeah, I mean, I like to get there early before it starts.
Okay,
for sure.
So what time are you walking in?
Let's see. Last night sign up started at 7:30. I was there, I think, a little bit before, like 7:20.
Yeah, and so everybody's signing up, and then do you know when your shift is? Can you leave and come back, or you gotta wait to go on?
Yeah, you could. I have done that before, where it's like okay, I have almost an hour and a half or 2 hours before I go on, and I might go do a DoorDash real quick. DoorDash. Yeah, why not?
Well, I'm just trying to think, like, twice a week for 2 years. You must just driving in, signing up, doing your set, and getting out. You must be talking 3 hours as a commitment to do the one open mic. 2 hours.
2, yeah,
that's 4 hours a week for 2 years. That's 400 hours. 400 hours of unpaid labor before you can even get that $50 for the one time. I don't know where all the dedication comes from.
Yeah, well, I would say it's that stage high.
Yeah.
That stage high gives you the energy.
You're chasing the dream. You're chasing the feel.
Yep.
You love to chase that, and I mean that's where the experience comes in, right? But the high is fleeting. It doesn't last for very long.
That's why you gotta get up there on the stage again.
You gotta just go back and keep returning to that well and just keep chasing that feeling.
And too, with comedy, they say it takes 8 years to find your voice. So yeah, don't think you're just gonna get into it and start getting gigs and making money.
And so you've been doing the gigs, and then where does sports entertainment? Because we're at 50. We're at now 50 minutes in. I told you it goes quick, so we've got maybe 5 minutes left. Like, the arc of the story, there's so many moving parts. I just can't imagine. Like, every time I keep digging on you, there's another moving part to your story. I can't. Where did sports entertainment, and how did you filter that in?
Well, I mean, I started off. I played soccer and basketball in high school, and I thought I was gonna play professional soccer someday, you know, and
So
obviously that never happened.
There you had the goal in mind. Didn't turn out though, huh?
No, I went to University of Mary briefly on a small scholarship, and if you blinked, you missed my college career. Like it was that short. I got redshirted. I didn't even play, and but yeah, how this all started. I was actually door dashing in March, and the Summit League Coach of the Year for the Bison men's came in, and this was right before their tournament that they won. They won the Summit League tournament, and yeah, I just met him in person and talked to him for a few minutes. He was really nice, and then it just that idea just kind of sparked, you know, and then I just came up with this sports marketing agency.
And so where's that at? So most of your days are spent probably the majority of your time is spent making ends meet with the driving, right? Between Amazon and DoorDash, you've got whatever tap you want to turn on at the time. You just say, "Yep, I'd like some money now." You put out your hand, collect the money, and then you go and do what you love, the hard work, the hustling. And so you either are putting on together a show so that you can do some rapping or comedy, or what does it look like to go out and run a sports agency? So you're like Jerry Maguire over here? Like, is
and
show
actually,
me the money.
Actually, yeah, I was. That's one of the first things I was like, well, you know, maybe I should be like a sports agent, you know. But then the more research I did, I was like, I don't really. There's too many rules and stuff, and I just didn't want to do that. But so the idea behind this my business model here is basically doing athlete influence marketing, where I take a network of athletes and a network of businesses, and I kind of bring them together. So I'm kind of like the facilitator.
Yeah.
And for athlete influence marketing, for people who don't know, maybe they've seen the Carson Wentz commercial with the bank, you know. So it's stuff like that I'm trying to do, because if you know, somebody at the bank goes and makes a commercial for that bank, it's not going to do as well as Carson Wentz doing that commercial for you. You know?
Okay. And so, like, basically turning the actors into talent, or influencers, I guess is the modern term for it. And you're almost trying to use them to make advertisements.
Yeah.
And shop. And so you're like doing the shopping around for them, or what does the work look like for you doing that day to day?
Well, and today at 5, they're actually having the Fall Fan Fest for the Bison football team, so you can go and meet players and coaches and whatnot. So I'm going to be up there, you know, networking and just seeing who I can shake hands with and meet and talk to.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. You're an interesting guy, obviously doing a whole lot of things. We're basically at time. I don't know that usually I've got a very straight like arc of one thing that started here. We had the idea, if I hadn't talked to this person, this would have never happened. And you come over here. I see the near Riot Show and the stand-up comedy as obviously your hinge, but we didn't even get into all these shows that you're putting together, all the things. You've got so many different things going on. So, I mean, I guess if there's anything you'd like to make sure that you said or you mentioned or we talked about, you can bring that up. Otherwise, it's time for plugs. So you've got a few minutes. Any last words before plugs?
No, not really.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, 'cause that's the show. We blew past it. I don't know that we hit all the normal beats. Yeah, you really are. It might be more of a jazz artist than you realize. Yeah, you maybe more into jazz. But go ahead and play. If people want to go listen to your hip hop, or people want to catch you doing comedy, or they want to see your sports clients. How should they reach out to you? How can they find you? Where do we find you out there in the world?
So if anybody wants to listen to any of my music, you can go check out Colt Dog on SoundCloud. And for Instagram and TikTok, my handle is Colt Dog Entertainment. So you can find me there.
Fantastic. And of course, I'm Conrad Fargo. You can find me anywhere you type in Conrad and Fargo. If you just put those 2 words together, you're going to find me. All I ask is that you please like, share, and subscribe, because what I like is to be seen and known, because I get the high from attention as well, but I'm too shy to go up on a stage. So this is, I guess, my way. I don't know. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe. Colton, thank you so much for coming on.
No,
I
thank
think
you.
it's a very interesting story. And thank you, everybody, for listening. We are, as we promised, going to listen to Green Lights by NF. We'll get out of that, and we'll see everybody next week. Goodbye.